form up. So this is what you might have seen when you originally registered and you're having limited access. But if you want to include your support access, you're going to check that circle off up there, and you can see you're going to have to provide some additional information when you do the support access. As Rachel was saying before, that standard CA maintenance, that comes with what's called a site ID. So in this support, so once you fill out your normal information like your name and email address, and just to point out here, if you are requesting the what we call enterprise or the standard support maintenance access, you're going to have to register with a corporate email domain. We don't accept generic email domains like Yahoo or Gmail for that enterprise type access. So once you've completed all this information regarding your company address and whatnot, then you're going to go down to the support access information. And if you scroll down there, you'll see it says type of customer ID. So if you are a company that has that standard support maintenance and you have your site ID, you're going to choose support or enterprise support access. Now, question is, do you know that site ID? You may or may not know that. If you do know it, that's great. You're going to enter it here and put any additional notes in. But if you don't, you can reach out to our customer care folks. And reaching out is quite simple. You can use the little chat box there, and it'll pop up a box, and you'll put in what you have a question about. They can help you research what your site ID is for your site. Or if you don't mind leaving the registration and you just want to call, use the call button, and it'll give you the numbers for your local support center. So in there, you also have the option what's called project access in the drop-down. That's if you're working with maybe one of our CA services persons on an implementation and have a project going, or you might be working on multiple projects. This gives you the ability to join those projects and doesn't require site ID. Once you get access to support, then that's where you'll join the project once you get into support online. I think that's pretty much it. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. So once you successfully registered, you'll get a welcome email. Just to point out here, it's important that you don't disregard this email because your registration is not finalized until you click on that little link at the bottom or click to complete registration. Otherwise, you're not known in our systems as of yet. So it's important to click on that link when you get that email.
Yep. And if you've already registered, as you know, you've already got your ID and you have been part of the communities or you can get into stuff, but you didn't add your site ID, whenever you go to ca.com, click on My Account, and you can edit your account from there. And so you can add that information. If you are unsure of how to do that, call customer care or chat, and they can help you. The next piece I would recommend you doing as a new user, or even if you're a long-time user and things have changed and you just want to make sure you haven't missed anything, I highly suggest downloading this document that's called Working with CA Support. It's really your guide for everything, and you can absolutely read it to cover to cover if that's your thing. It's 30-something pages of a lot of text and a lot of information. But if you want to look up something like site ID, you can just search it and then find that information here and go to the page or registration. You can do that from here and go look at the information. So I would highly suggest either bookmarking this or downloading it to your desktop. It does get updated. So as we update our terms and conditions and as we update access to different pieces of material, this document does get updated. So, so definitely keep an eye out for that. As it gets updated, we'll post it in the communities under the customer care so you can keep up with it. Next is your documentation. So before you even download your product, I highly suggest looking at documentation. So this site is called docops.ca.com. You can see that down there. Again, you'll have it in the, what am I trying to say? You'll have it in the communities webcast area so you can get that information. So I'm going to look up privilege. We spelled it wrong. Sorry about that. I'm going to look at Privilege Access Manager just as an example. So whenever you go to this site, know that once you choose your product from that front page, it is based on version. So every set of release information, getting started, implementing, and upgrading, all of this reference material that is corporate sanctioned from CA, it is by product version. So make sure that whenever you select your product from that front page, you're also selecting the correct version so you get the right information.
Yeah, and also a good note to that, Rachel, is that in the bottom of each of these pages, because the information is always getting updated, you do have the ability to provide feedback to the content. Maybe you've noticed something might be slightly wrong or needs updated or have a question in regards to the documentation. You can provide that feedback here and there. So
yeah,
now that you've got,
that's a good point.
Thanks. So now that you've got your product documentation, now I think it's time that now you've got your access to support. Now you're going to log into support, and you have the ability to go to the download your product area. So you've got your release notes and what you want to do right now in your hand, and so now you go to download products from your main screen there, and click on that. And once there, this is where you can select your product, like we'll say CA Privileged Identity Manager. I think that's a good one to take a look at. So you can see here she selected that. What comes down in that drop-down is based on that ID that you have, your company has entitlements and contracts. That is what feeds what's available in that drop-down menu there. Now, next you choose your release, and then your gen level. That could be service packs that are available for the product. And then you hit go. Now, what's great here is you're seeing all the available downloads for that release based on your gen level operating system. And you're going to select, you can choose to select all of them, but you may not need all of those components, so you might want to just select one or two. We probably did a few tests with this, so, and didn't check out, but assume that you checked out already, you've selected those. Now you can check out your download options. Now we have a couple different ways to download your products through FTP or through our download manager, which we recommend. So once you will receive, if you choose to download it through a zip file from a later point in time, once you check out, you're going to get an email and let you know when that download's ready to go back in. And I think that's pretty good there in regards to that. And so I guess if you have probably some questions, you can probably go to the community, and probably Sue can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Sue, do you want to walk us through the community? Let's say we'll just stick with the Privileged Identity Manager as an example.
Sure. So before we walk you through the community, for anybody that's not familiar with the communities or hasn't been in the communities, communities is a really good resource that we definitely advise that you go to, because it has a ton of communities directly related to the software product that you're using or managing at your company. So the goal of the communities is there's lots of people in there, CA folks and other customers and partners, and they're all talking about the various software solutions. And each product community is separate, so you can talk about your own, the product that you're interested in. But you can see what other customers are saying, challenges people are having, best practices that they're sharing. So it's just a really good resource to educate yourself and also share your knowledge there. So to get to the communities, if you haven't already, you simply just type in communities.ca.com, and that's going to bring you to a login screen. You are going to log in with the same credentials that you registered on the CA.com that Colleen took you through a few minutes ago. So that'll get you right into the communities. Once you put your credentials in and you're in, you'll see the bar that you're looking at, and you'll see the communities go up a little bit more. You can click on the communities, down a little more. The other way. Yep. You can click on communities to see a list of available communities. Once you find the community that you want to join, or you know the name of it, you just click on the community there, which is in the technical terms on the platform, it's called a space. So you just click on CA Security, for example, like Rachel is doing right now. You will come to the landing page of the CA Security community. This is a really cool page because this is going to lead you to the person that will help you anything community related for the community that you're on. You'll see the community manager listed there. That's your go-to person if you're having any difficulties or you have any questions. Once you're in this community, the first thing that you want to do is follow that community. And the follow button is up in the big banner that Rachel's showing you right there, and click follow. And the reason why you want to follow that community is because now you'll get alerts when activity and conversations are happening within that community, so that's very important. I don't want to go into any more detail than that to overwhelm everyone. So I just want to point out, besides the product community, there are two other areas that I would like to point you to, and that is the water cooler community. And the water cooler community is a community where it's non-product specific, so it's your general community where people are talking about anything besides product related. They might be talking about the platform. Sometimes we just do some fun things in there. Celebrations are posted in there. So when you get there, you can follow that community as well. But off of the water cooler community, and the reason why I feel it's important to point it out is the training community. It is a subspace. So if you're in the water cooler community, you can click on subspaces, and you'll see the training community and the training space. And once you're there, you can find everything related to the community platform that you need, how to update your preferences, how to follow. There's some cute, great videos on how to do lots of stuff. But in the, to save time and not to get into a total training, this is your community's user guide. You can poke around, take what you want. Again, any questions, you can also ask it, right, have a conversation here, ask questions. So that's the basic thing. So just to recap quickly, to log into the community, it's the credentials for your CA.com registration. Follow the community for the product that you're interested in. Also follow the water cooler community and the training community.
And we'll post those links with this presentation on this webcast update too. Thank you, Sue. So next we've got knowledge base articles. So this is the next thing you should do after you've followed your product community and you get a feel for what people are talking, what are the common questions, kind of what's the tone and the traffic in your community. If you're ready to ask a question, go for it. If you're not sure yet and you still have you'd like to do a little more self-service, you can go through and search what we call the knowledge base. So each of these articles that you see this example on the left-hand side is a case that was closed by a CA support engineer, and then they wrote the outcome of it as a knowledge base article. So this is, again, think of it like documentation almost. It's when something unexpected happened and they found a fix. So there's an error in Privileged Identity Manager. So if I want to go search for knowledge base articles based on Privileged Identity Manager, I go to ca.com/KB. Again, that stands for knowledge base. I'm going to enter my product name here, and then it will bring up the product page. All of this page, all of the information on this page is directly sourced from CA support material. And if I want to search the knowledge base, like I have error while starting privileged identity. So if I search this issue, like I've got an error, I can use the search bar right up here. I click search, and then the search results will be listed with the type of result that it is. So this is a knowledge base article. This is a wiki. You can see what type of information you would like, and then I found this one right here. So I can click on that and then get the source of information directly from a CA support engineer, which is really cool. A lot of times if you do ask a question, the common question in the communities, they'll say, hey, here's the KB article. That's what they mean. This is the KB article here. There are also other links, that as a customer care team, Colleen's team has really found that has been very helpful for people, and that's in this spot right here.
Yeah, a lot of folks ask, or a lot of times, for a compatibility matrix for their product. That right there is a big one with regards to OSs and whatever else that the product may require for supportability. Now, in regards to that, this also has the fix strategy, so what the strategy is for the product. But more importantly, so now you've got your download, you may need some solutions or patches to fix something that may be a common error because of running on a particular operating system or whatever reason. Right here is where you will get a list of all your solutions and patches. Now, solutions is a mainframe terminology. A lot of times it was used in the past. You guys may be familiar with that as incremental fixes or hot fixes, and that's what this is where your solutions and patches are for each product page. It's a great listing, and they usually give it to you like this, where you have a hyperlink to go to that section based on the version and service pack levels you're running. Now, going back in regards to the knowledge base, so now you've tried your community and you're looking for the information, you've searched your knowledge base, and you still don't have the information you need to go forward with whatever, is it an implementation or you're having a problem. This is where we get into reaching out to our nearly 1,000 engineers or customer care reps. You can use the support online option here to open up a case or even call us. So if you go right now, Rachel, to the case management section, let's just say you don't want to call, you want to open up a case. You can choose to open up a case here. And if your product has the support for chat, this is also where you're going to go to potentially maybe ask a quick question for your product that you have a question about that you're not finding in our documentation. And you hit that little chat button, similar to what you saw on the registration. The form's going to pop up, and you could put your information in there. We have a lot of success with that. Believe it or not, it works really well, and it's quick because we've got engineers that you're speaking to right then and there. Now, if you're not more comfortable with that and you want to open up a support case through the case management, you can use this right here and proceed through opening up a case by choosing your product from your drop-down, your release component that you want to open it up against, because sometimes the products have a number of components, your service pack level, and of course your operating system. All of this is required information to move the case forward. It's really important to put as much information as possible, and if you've even created some log files, once you open it, you can upload those log files to the system. Now, if you do have a severity 1, which is a production down issue, you'll notice that in the severity level there, we don't have a Sev 1 there. We have the 4, 3, and 2. And if you look over to Rachel's screen on the left side there, you'll see what our severity levels. For a Sev 1, and you need a production down and you need help fast, you should be calling us, and our customer care team will pick up the phone and get you in touch with an engineer within an hour of you opening up that case. For the other severities, you can see with a Sev 2, within 2 business hours, you'll talk to an engineer. 3, within 4 business hours, and a Sev 4 within the 1st business day. Now, let's say that you've opened up a case, or you need to open up a case, but you don't have your desktop, and this is a little bit more of a bulky application to use, and you're very mobile. We have our mobile support app, which is a really robust app for case management, and it's using the same login credentials that you use for your desktop, and you can get that with one of our apps on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Now, let's say you have not a technical question, but more of a general question or help with support online. Maybe it's not about your site ID. Maybe it's about, I don't see my product and I'm expecting to see it after I've logged in and I don't. This could be because maybe you have multiple site IDs and you're not registered for them, but you don't know what it is. You can always go to our customer care community. We have a bunch of content out there that we're constantly updating. But even if you have a billing question or a question in regards to your education classes that you've signed up for, or even a partner question, here's your location that you can go to and talk to our support reps. Well, I manage this site myself, so a lot of times I'm the one interacting, but if we can't help you here, I get somebody to help you, and we've had some great successes with that. We also have a lot of direct links to some of the common sites, like you can see there, the compatibility site for support. So I think I spoke a lot, Rachel. I don't think I have anything more to say.
You're good. All right. Well, so that is under the amount of time promised. So we did that really, really quick overview in 25 minutes. If you have any questions or you'd like to dive into a little bit more information on maybe opening a case, or you have questions on documentation, feel free to ask that in the chat, and we can answer those questions. So we'll just stay on for a couple minutes in case anyone has anything. Sue, is there anything else you'd like to add for the communities, or any kind of...
Yeah, actually, just one thing. Oh, actually, you just brought up the customer care community, so that's fine. My apologies. I meant to point that out as a resource in another community that you'd want to follow.
No, it's great. No problem. And I would say as you're going through the communities, use this little magnifying glass up here, because that's where you're going to find like everything, like customer care, the community that we talked about that I'm on right now. There's that space, the water cooler. You'll be able to find all of that through the search. So you don't necessarily have to know how to navigate. The search is really good within this platform.
Yeah, and
exactly.
One thing I didn't mention that I should have probably mentioned, which is a big topic to a lot of people also, is licensing. Our customer care team are also the folks that manage the licensing requests for your products. So this is also a resource area that you can go for licensing questions to ask them there on the site. We also have, you can see there, a lot of information in regards to our licensing for products. And the other portals, like I said, the partner and education information.
All right. Well, this concludes our webcast. I hope you guys found this very helpful. If you have questions, reach out to Colleen on the customer care community, or you can post a comment on our webcast posting when we promoted this. I will be posting this presentation, so you have all the links that we just talked about in this the webcast update, and also a recording of this in case you have any people on your team that want this real quick overview. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.